Hey, how are you? Here I am. Between the time it tells me I'm going live and I can go live is sometimes there's a very long period of seconds. So don't get alarmed. There's nothing wrong. I just got bugs. That's why I'm scratching. Every time I go across the street, I come back with something. Some little friend of mine. So anyhow, how's your day going? I saw a lot of stuff. They told me that Trump was being booed by the crowd at the World Cup. I didn't really hear any of that. When I asked my friends, my wife and everybody that was here, they said, "No, we didn't hear any that much. We didn't hear anything. It didn't sound like booing." But there are broadcasts out there from major streams, and you can hear him being booed. Again, the most hated president in the world. All right. We talked about yesterday the no end game. That was my last thing. Yeah. All right. So today you wake up and you see, more troops died. I remember when the death count was 1,000 a day or something like that. A few hundred a day. This is and one of the guys that they just reported wasn't killed in combat. He was killed in a disarming operation that was not performed in a combat situation. So, I mean, still, it's bad, but that's the kind of thing. That's an accident. That's not an assassination. So, you have to look at it differently. I know you don't want to, but you have to. So, okay, this comes out of there. Um, what else was I going to say? I guess nothing important about that. But that was a big thing. This starts the day off. You're starting to see fatalities and whatnot from American troops, and Trump's going nuts. I said, well, I understand he wants to, go back and retaliate, but what the fuck did he think was going to happen? Nobody's going to die. Just, we're just going to drop bombs all over the place. We're going to shoot everybody, and nobody's going to get upset. Nobody's going to die. And it doesn't quite work that way in the real world. People get pissed and other people die. But, it's Donald Trump. What can I tell you? 50% tolls on Canada, and this is on electronics and some other stuff. I didn't see the whole list. I just noticed electronics, and this is, Donnie's way of getting even with the world for telling him to fuck off. Because he's doing this supposedly because of smoke filtering down from the wildfires in Canada. Instead of going up and help putting them out, So here's the deal, folks. All right, you've already got $4 gas back. Everything's going to go up. All right, because trucking fees are going to go up now. It's reaching a point where Donald's committing political suicide. And I don't care that he does that. I mean, he can commit real suicide. I don't really care about the man one way or the other. Well, I do care. I don't want him around anymore, but I don't want to wish that kind of shit on somebody. It comes back to haunt you. What I will say is this, that he's putting himself in a position where he's gloating, and he and his friends are getting richer, and the rest of us are suffering. Okay? And you say, well, you don't live in the United States. How can you suffer? I suffer not to the same degree, but I am suffering because I have a wife whose medical care is very expensive. Okay, and that's taking most of my money, and it's going into my savings account, and I only have maybe 4 or 5 months left where then I'm going to be stone cold broke. So, I mean, when I say stone cold broke, I mean I'm not going to have any money. So, I'm working on things to try and make some money, but it's not working out real well. Excuse me. So I sit here and, listen to Trump that has never had a really bad day, where he couldn't pay for something or he was struggling financially or any other way in his entire life, all 80 years of it, okay? And this creep just loves to make everybody else's life miserable, you know? And he thinks it's his rich friends. He doesn't have any friends. Nobody really likes the guy. If he wasn't president of the United States, half these people wouldn't talk to him. More than half of these people wouldn't talk to him. I don't think his whole family would talk to him. And his wife would have divorced him already. But he's president of the United States right now. That's something for him to look forward to when he leaves office. Becoming a zero in the world. Right? That makes sense. Okay. And now the troops dying. He has absolutely no empathy for that. You know? He doesn't know how to act. He doesn't know how to dress. Uh, it's, he'd probably think it was all right if people showed up at a few black guy's funeral wearing a Ku Klux Klan dress up. He's just, he's not, he has no empathy, no class. The no class was evident in the, that he's all about himself. That was evident in the presentation at the World Cup. Yeah, he slid in line, which is fine because he is the host country, and I have no problem with that. But then he didn't want to get off the stage, and the FIFA director had to come over and guide him off the stage, and he wasn't happy about that. But that's his problem, I wouldn't have let him on the stage. I wouldn't have let him on the field to get to a seat or something, I'm surprised nobody took a shot at him. But you're not going to get away in that crowd, It's just not going to happen. People react differently. The people that were there that are booing aren't going to cheer you if you shoot him. They're going to come and get you. Okay. It's not Donald Trump you shot. It's the president of the United States. If you can understand what I'm trying to say to you there. All right. So that's that little issue, Now, the leader of Lebanon, prime minister, president, I don't know what they call him. I forgot. I read stuff very, very fast in the morning, trying to, get stuff ready for this. So I don't always get the right details now. Oh, wow. Didn't sleep good last night. Slept a lot, just didn't sleep good. Anyhow, you don't need to hear that. Well, maybe you do. After all, this is live. You don't get this on NBC and ABC and CNN and all those WMB, whatever, streaming news services. You don't get shit like this. It's edited. You don't get those dirty words every once in a while either. They're edited. I haven't got time, nor do I want to edit myself. I'm just a fat guy sitting here with, arthritis and everything else and just getting older by the minute. And now I don't have to pay attention to you, So anyhow, getting back to the president of Lebanon, he's going to come here and he's going to ask Trump to try and get the Jewish prime minister to live up to the agreement that Trump signed, which requires him to pull back his troops and disarm Hezbollah and make peace in the region. Instead, Israel is occupying part of Lebanon. Now, this is all that was done to them before Israel was around. See, I remember that stuff. You people weren't young in a year too. Whether you're young or old, you probably never don't know what really happened back then. And there was a war that you know, England was fighting the Jewish state, with being attacked by the Jews, so that they could, because the Jews wanted Israel after, especially, I think it was after the war. I'm not sure if they got it before the war or after the war. But anyhow, I don't know everything about it. I just remember reading about it back then, because I was alive and well back then. I don't. I've never had anything against Jewish people. I've had lots of Jewish friends over the years. They're good people. They're hardworking people. They don't bother me. Um, if you don't try to convert me to some religion that I'm not going to be converted to, don't. We get along fine. If you're not trying to make me uh, into you, I have no problem, because I'm not trying to make you into me. You can do whatever you want. I don't care. Especially what religion is concerned. Because I get tired of that argument. It's he's the number one God. No, he's not. He is. Oh, wait a minute. That guy over there is. No, I haven't got time for that. We're the best religion. We're the only religion that's going to save humanity. Nah, screw you. You're not saving nothing for me. All right. So uh, that's just me. That's the way I am. I don't have a lot of faith in religion. I have no faith in religion whatsoever, to do anything except kill people. There are some religions I have some respect for, because they are, humble and what you're supposed to be, like Buddhism, and there's a few others, but not the major ones. You know, they're just out for, I don't know whether they're out. I say they're out for money, power, greed, whatever, but they're not what a religion should be. Anyhow, anyhow, that's my problem with the Jewish state, and they're doing all the things that were done to them by Germany. They're doing a genocide, and Germany tried to kill them all, and that wasn't going to solve anything. It didn't solve anything. So you're sitting back with the same. They're doing the same thing over there in Gaza. They're killing people. They wanted. They've talked it, and Trump has said he wants to build a resort there in the Gaza Strip. Now they're talking about they want to build. They want to go further out into Lebanon and build settlements, Jewish settlements. If they do that, there's never going to be any peace in that area. Okay, so you're going to have to, you're going to have a religious war, the worst kind of war in the world. Because then you've got family members. That's like a civil war. A religious war is like a civil war. You have family members killing family members over some stupid shit, you know. Um, and I don't know how to say stop it, or what we can do to stop it. It's You have to take a side. When you take a side, people die. You end up with a war. Uh, Israel is got nuclear weapons. Well, they think they have nuclear weapons. Nobody knows for sure, because nobody's been in that country. No nuclear whatever watchdog people have ever been in Israel. They're in Iran and Lebanon. They're all over the world, but they're not in Israel. Okay, we take Israel's word for it. And Israel has helped us a lot over the years. They have a very good intelligence system in the Mossad, just like the Jesuits with the Catholic religion. These people have been in place for years and years and years. So yeah, they know what's going on. They may not know the tactical versions of everything that's going on. Depends how high they go up in the military and all that. But they do have an idea what's going on in the country, which is something, as evidenced by Trump's attitude over the years, has no friggin' idea whatsoever what's going on inside another country. He doesn't know what's going on in his own party. He has no idea what's going on in his cabinet meetings because he's either snoring, daydreaming, or trying not to shit himself. So squeezing those chicks together, baby. Ooh. Oh man. All right. I don't know what's going to happen to us as a the human race I'm talking about. It doesn't really look good right now, but we'll see. There's so much work to be done, and the point is that I don't know whether we have the people that can do it, or if people really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I will say to you, it's Tuesday. It's gone. Tomorrow's Wednesday, and I'll be back. I don't think you can subscribe from these videos. I went to one of these videos and I didn't see anything subscribing there. I have to go in and see how I do that because I'm just not getting enough subscribers here. Uh, and there are people that are watching it, but they're just not subscribing to it. So people are now treating this video as a posted video. So I may go back to doing posted videos because nobody's coming on here and making comments anymore. Nobody's around. I don't know why. Does anybody know why? Because I sure as hell don't know why. All right. In the meantime, folks, have a great day. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. And I'll see you tomorrow.